Scrambling is not only a way to make delicious eggs for your breakfast meal, but it is also a very important stat in the game of golf. And today we're going to deep dive into scrambling and how you can use scrambling to break 100. What's going on, everybody? My name is Jake, and here at my channel Rough Golf, I like to provide the average golfer with tips, tricks, and product reviews to help better your game and to do so affordably. Now, if that sounds like something you may be interested in, then please consider subscribing and smacking that notification bell so that you don't miss a minute of my future content. So today we're talking about scrambling, and now the traditional definition of scrambling basically has your average golfer who maybe misses a green in regulation and has to get up and down to save par. Well, if you're trying to break 100, obviously you need to put par out of your mind and start thinking about scrambling from a bogey perspective. Scrambling in golf is an important skill to have because if you're trying to break 100 or you're like most average golfers, your tee shots and fairway shots are not always on point. I mean, even if you look at some of the professionals out there, Tiger Woods is a perfect example of a fantastic scrambler. He doesn't always hit the green, but he always gets up and down. That's how he is able to lower his scores and stay consistent. Phil Mickelson, another perfect example of a good scrambler. These guys are not always hitting the green in regulation, but they find a way to get that ball back in play and to get into a putting position. And that's what you need to do if you're struggling to break the number 100. You're trying to get below that very daunting number that many beginner golfers struggle with when they first start the game of golf. So breaking 100 from a scrambling standpoint, you've got to learn how to get out of trouble and to get the ball on the green and in play. And that has to deal with, say, hitting in the woods, hitting out of a hazard, hitting out of the rough, out of the cabbage. If you're out around the soft and fluffy grass of the green, you need to be able to know how to get that ball close to the hole and get it in play so that you can make that bogey and continue on with your game. Now, the reason I'm saying you need to play bogey golf when it comes to the scrambling statistics is because if you were to take a bogey every single hole, and I've said this before many times, you're still going to be under 100. So as far as practicing scrambling from a bogey standpoint, what I want you to do is to hit your normal drive, and if it goes into the rough during your normal, say, 9 holes or 18-hole round, I want you to drop an extra 2 to 3 golf balls from that same position, and I want you to practice that shot. And the goal behind this is to have you experiment a little bit with different types of escapes, because scrambling is all about recovering from a bad shot. One of my favorite golfers of all time, Walter Hagen, used to say 3 bad shots and 1 great shot can still make par. And I absolutely love scrambling. I think it is one of the best identifiers of a great golfer there is out there. If you can scramble after a bad shot and still get up and down and make par or bogey and continue to the next hole, that says something about your playing abilities. That says you've got some grit. For me, it's almost like, oh, I've hit a bad shot. Well, let me prove you wrong, golf. I'm going to show you that I can still get out there and play well even after dealing with this bad shot. I almost see it as a challenge, and so should you, to better your game. This is making you a better golfer. And it may not seem like that because you may think, all the best golfers are out there in the fairway. I'm stuck over here in the rough, but that's not exactly true. I mean, watch any professional golf and you'll see that the greatest golfers out there are able to escape from bad lies, and that's what makes them really good golfers. So this is going to help improve your game, practicing those shots, experimenting with different types of shot placement out of those positions is going to help you better your game. So next time you go out, 2 or 3 extra balls in the rough or in the hazard. Anytime you land in a spot that seems difficult or is not a nice fairway lie, take a few extra balls, take a few extra shots, try a few different things and see what works out for you. Now do me a favor, if you're enjoying this video so far, then smack that like button. It really helps out the channel. I appreciate you guys very much, and I hope that you're enjoying this content. Now, learning to be a good scrambler in the game of golf does not mean that you have to make these crazy, insane, great escapes that you see on the PGA Tour. It simply means that you need to become a little more consistent about being able to get out of trouble and get the ball back into play and put yourself into a scoring position. Now, the last thing I wanted to touch on in this video deals with ego, and this is in response to a comment that one of my subscribers left, basically stating how difficult it was for him to get past that ego portion of his game. This is difficult for all golfers out there. Everybody struggles with this. We all want to be the biggest hitter off the tee. We want to have those beautiful wedge shots, and we want to be able to sink the putt like a professional. I mean, there's so many variables that go on, but you got to remove ego because that's one of the easiest ones to get out of the way. Professional golfers do that same thing. They're not playing with ego in mind. They're playing safe, they're playing smart, they're making the par, and they're going for the birdies when they know they have a shot. And if you apply that same mentality and strategy to your golf game, then breaking 100 is going to be a no-brainer. Let me know what you think. Let me know if these tips are helping you better your game of golf. If you've broken 100, if you're struggling to do so, hit me up in the comments section below so that I can help you out. You are going to get there. I believe it. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button as it really does help the channel, and I would appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. And as always, keep on swinging.